Hi, I'm Jan, and I moved to Orlando from the very wonderful city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And if you did not know, there's something between those two states called like 1,000 miles. And if you also did not know, I come from a brown household, which means we don't pay for movers. I made that trip of 1,000 miles about 6 times. Out of all those times, I think only 4 of them were with my full family, or 3 of them. I made it once on my own, and it is a very long road trip. 18 hours max, to be honest. But I realize that when you're traveling, there's a lot of things that you just don't really think to remember. And because I've made that trip so many times, and especially on my own as a single female, driving 1,000 miles straight, again, I'm dumb. Yes, I said straight. I did not take any breaks over 15 minutes at any gas station. I wanted to show you guys what I pack for a road trip in case of emergencies. And for these emergencies, I don't mean like car emergencies, I mean like personal emergencies, including makeup, skincare, and whatever, whenever I decide to go on road trips, which is not going to be anytime soon, even though my mom's trying to rope me into another one next week, going back to Philly. I'm not gonna do it. Anyway, we're gonna go, and I'm gonna show you guys how I pack my makeup, my skincare, and just a few tips that I learn on how to help you prepare for a very long road trip. And make sure that you don't get stuck in the middle of nowhere, because that's not fun. No, it is not. Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing. Why is it whenever I sit on this ground, someone interrupts me? Anyway, let's talk about the first thing. We're gonna keep that. Cars. The thing that you need for a road trip. Now, if you're renting a car and you've already done all this, okay. And if you're super prepared and you've already done all this, okay, skip ahead. But you've got to first look at the car that you're taking. For me, when I did it, I was taking a 2019 Highlander. I checked how much mileage I got on a full tank of gas. Using that, I then divided my 1,000 and something miles by how much it would take, and then I added a little more. Of course, every car is different, and sometimes you don't get to actually see how many miles you may ride on a car. And by that, I mean you may not have like that pretty little display that be like, you have so many miles left. But Google is your best friend. And we're gonna talk about Google a little bit more, because Google Maps, even if you are not going to be using Google Maps for your primary GPS on this road trip, Google Maps, you put in your final destination first, and then on the little sidebar, you can add multiple stops. That is how I figured it out. I Googled certain stops that I wanted. For me, personally, I chose a certain list of stops, such as Love's, Pilot, truck travel stops. I went in, I searched cities around every 250 or so miles, because my car could go about 300 on a full tank. Of course, it was a full car, so being smart here and a little bit safe. Every 250 miles, I chose a place, a few different towns. I would Google a Pilot, a Love's, or just a full service truck stop, because they don't have to be, you don't have to be a trucker to use a truck stop, but they do have everything. Food, fast food, any type of souvenirs you'd like, very large bathrooms, very nice bathrooms, showers even, and any type of stuff you might need for a last minute car issue. I know we weren't gonna talk about car issues, but I just thought I'd cover it just in case. I did that and added each of the 4 stops into my Google Maps to make sure that there was an even distance between all of them, or to make sure that I would not run out of gas in between. Also, This is just me. I would personally write these addresses down on a piece of paper, and then I would also have backup addresses, also write that on a piece of paper, because you never know when your phone's gonna shut down, because the second you leave Google, unfortunately it will leave. If you do decide to use something like Waze instead, it just makes it easier. Instead of trying to map out the entire thing, you just put each address as you go. So first address, stop, you go to wherever you're going, whether it be a truck stop for gas, or if you're actually stopping and seeing the scenery, then second address, stop, and so on and so forth. Let's go on to what you should have if you are the driver in this primary situation. First, if you are driving solo, you want to make sure that everything is within arm's reach. If you are not driving solo, whoever sits next to you, do not let them call shotgun. Do not let them rock, paper, scissors it out. I want you to choose whoever you trust to make sure the GPS is running safely, to make sure that you have absolutely no issues like cramps or whatever, and you don't fall asleep at the wheel. Change music. Okay? No one gets the aux cord but the driver on a road trip. Choose someone you trust. Please. My mother was not the person to trust. Anyway, if you are on your own, phone, buy a $5 mount from Five Below if you do not have a mount. You need a phone mount. Make sure your charger is plugged in at all times. I always pack 2 chargers whenever I go, just in case. Make sure that you have drinks, food, anything within your holdable space, grabbable. Keep your grabby palms on them, okay? I would literally put them in the side seat, you know, the passenger seat, because no one was there, you know, whatever. And I would make sure that I can just grab it and go. I would also keep a pillow for the back of my head, a blanket, not like a full blanket, but like, you know, like the ones you had nap time in preschool. So, my point is, if you're going to plan this out, make sure that you're planning out everything that you think you will need. Change of shoes, change of clothes, because if you're going through multiple temperatures like I did, you will need a jacket. So when you stop at those stops, slip that jacket on, okay? Basically, you want to make sure that your car and you, as well as everywhere you're stopping, is set. It is pretty hard to get lost and mess this up if you have everything right. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what I take in my makeup. If you guys have seen my travel video where I went on Frontier or Spirit, whatever, where I carry a personal item, it's about the same. So I'm not gonna bore you too much. I'm actually gonna bring it here because my bathroom lighting is terrible, as I've learned from that video. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, basically, I have 3 bags that I take with me when I go on a long trip. One of them, well, 2 of them are gonna look familiar to you, so we're gonna go over those first, if you, of course, have seen my other video. First one is this little container, little bag that I got from Miniso. You could literally hook it on to any of your purses, luggage. I think it's meant for luggage. But in here, I'm female, so feminine supplies. Of course, just bare basics, but enough to last me an entire cycle. TMI. And then we have my makeup bag, my little makeup travel bag. And in here, we have a cleanser, we have a moisturizer, we have a under eye cream, or just a better moisturizer, a deodorant, and a very small perfume. It's empty, but you know what I mean. I also normally keep a pack of tissues in here, but I took it out. I actually gave it to someone, so I have to put in a new one. I keep them under the sink in my bathroom, so I can just put it in. If you're gonna travel, you're gonna travel light on a road trip, unless you absolutely need to. There's really no point in taking stuff when you're going so many places where you can buy them at gas stations, truck stops, 7-Elevens. And if you're going to be sitting in a car for a very long period of time, chances are you're not going to wear much makeup. Nor are you going to do much of your skin care if you're driving overnight. I can't speak. Which is why for my makeup, I have these travel brushes by e.l.f. that I bought in my last trip, and I did not show them in the video, but they're just a pack of 4 brushes that really need to be cleaned, and these stay in here. I don't put them anywhere else. I don't use them for anything else but travel. I have a very small primer from Lancome. It's backwards. I forgot I'm in the mirror realm. An eyeliner, liquid eyeliner. I have a pencil liner. I have a chapstick. I have a blush stick, a concealer, a singular eyeshadow palette. This is from LA Girl. It's nothing fancy, because if I lose it, if I break it, I'm not gonna be mad. It has enough for a look. I'll live. My mother has interrupted once more. I have a mini Fenty Beauty and a It's Cosmetics that is even dirtier than last time you guys saw this mascara. These are all things that I would not mind losing. Things that if they sit in a car for a long time in inclement weathers, they get ruined, I will not be mad. I mind you, cars are not the best for temperature, so no matter what car you will be in. Not saying planes are any better, but you know. Let me clean all this up. I'll be right back. So, my last bag is from the dollar store. It's from Dollar Tree. You can already see some of the stuff in it. Emergencies. In the front, I have some Alka-Seltzer, some Excedrin, and behind the Excedrin, some Advil. I think I have some Tylenol in here. I do not. And then I have a bunch of Band-Aids right here. These are the bigger Band-Aids. Again, all in case of emergencies. These stay within hand's reach, because you never know what's gonna happen. I do have another pack of tissues in here. I have a bunch of alcohol wipes, just in case. A mini hand sanitizer. I normally keep one in my purse anyway, but this is an extra. I keep paper soap. It is literally just soap, and it's paper. You just kind of wet your hands. This was like $2 at a dollar store. It might have been Daiso when I went to New Jersey. Do not remember. You can get them online though. But I thought this was easier than carrying around soap. I have some bigger Band-Aids. Can we tell that I get hurt a lot? And then I have just a little first aid kit, and this is actually from Dollar Tree, I think. But this also has just more gauze and Band-Aids, and I get hurt a lot. Basically, in the case of a small medical emergency, or if you're feeling sick, or if you just need something last minute, I've got everything in here, including a lotion. I did not realize, but I have a mango extract hand cream. I'm assuming I put it in here. Oh, I take this to work too. This normally goes with me to work when I'm not traveling, so probably that. Anyway, so these 3 things, these 3 things I take with me. This stays right next to me at all times if I'm driving alone. I also keep my doors locked. Just kidding, jokes. What else do I pack for a road trip? Well, for clothes, I will always pack something big and loose. So when I am driving, I am comfortable if I have not already worn something big and loose. I carry 2 t-shirts at all times. Normally also very big and baggy t-shirts, just for comfort. A pair of leggings, because I don't like wearing jeans when I'm driving for 18 hours. Buttons cut into your stomach, and I am a nice and chubby girl. I'm cute. Anyway, and I will also carry an extra pair of socks. If I'm already wearing sneakers or casts or slip-ons, I will carry flip-flops, because sometimes you don't want to wear them, your feet stinks, whatever. You do you. And of course, I carry an extra pair of intimates. Now the question is, How long are you staying? Is this road trip your final destination? Are you staying at a hotel? If so, you'll probably carry one of those. It's a duffel bag I've not unpacked for my trip yet. And you will pack for an entire however long. The issue is when I go on road trips, I don't really go for fun. Anyway, yeah. Now, a few things to mention. If you are traveling with electronics like a laptop or tablet and you are not putting them in your luggage, put them in a sleeve or another backpack, please. You do not want to stop if you are on a road trip and go into the bathroom or the gas station and, God forbid, you don't know where you are, someone sees that you have electronics and your car is broken into. I'm not saying that everyone's bad in the world, but as a single female doing it, I chose to be safe. Also, just extra protection because you do not know. Accidents, car shakes, earthquakes. Did you like my... Okay, sorry. The point is, road trips are fun if you're prepared. And maybe one day when I plan my next road trip, I'll actually explain to you guys a little bit more in detail without giving my exact address, because I realize that's gonna be hard, but they're not bad. You just have to, yeah. And I'm sure you'll get it. If I can do it, you can do it. Anyway, that's all for now. Hopefully this helped you. And if it did, like, please, thumbs up, yes. Subscribe for more content like this and a lot of other stuff that we do here. Anyway, love y'all.